What's going on, family? So we're back today with a video. Listen, we are going to go over why most people don't lose weight. All right. It's actually pretty simple. And once you really figure this part of it out, you're going to lose weight so fast and it's not going to even be funny. Right? Because one of the main things that people forget to do, and you don't even necessarily have to be super precise. For me, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not competing with bodybuilding. So I don't necessarily count my calories, but I still know exactly what to eat to still stay in a deficit enough to lose weight. I've lost over 65 pounds in under a year. So I know what I'm talking about. You know, it's a very simple process. When you are eating your food, make sure you're eating food with fiber, like spinach, broccoli, lots of greens, rice, vegetables, obviously. And doing that can be hard, but you just got to season it. That's all. If you season it, salt, pepper, garlic, onions, whatever, if you add that to it, it'll definitely make it easier to eat. And you can eat a larger volume of these items too. So if you eat a lot of healthier foods, you actually can eat more food. So that's one thing there. So you can do that, and that can help you lose weight. But that's why people don't lose weight. They don't lose weight because they're constantly thinking that they're not eating as much as they really are, right? If you eat a candy bar, bro, that's 350 calories, you could have damn near ate a whole meal instead of eating a candy bar. Literally, some of my meals are like 500 calories, right? Because I'll eat maybe a can of sardines with a little cup of rice, right? And that's a meal, and it's not even over 600 calories right there. You know, just based off of how much rice you're eating, it's not even that much, but it's still going to keep you more satiated, and it's going to keep you feeling more full, obviously, for a longer period of time. You know, another thing that I see people not able to do is they're not able to delay gratification, right? So when you see everybody else, you know, they're going out, they're partying, they're drinking, they're eating fast food. I'm telling you right now, it feels good to eat that. And you have to know too that those items, they are created to make you want to eat it again. So it's not to give you nutrition. It's not to make you healthy. It's not to feed your body. It's actually to feed your mind and your brain. But when I say feed your brain, I mean feed your brain dopamine, not actually like real nutrition that's going to give your body and your mind, right, something that you really need. So if you go to, let's say, for example, you know what, I'm not going to say the names because I might get flagged for that. But any fast food restaurant that you can think of, right? If you look up their ingredients, you're going to see probably more than 50 ingredients in some of those hamburgers, even French fries, simple stuff. You're going to see more than like 50 ingredients because, once again, they're created to make you want to eat it again. It's not made to make you actually feel full. So I'm not sure if you guys are like me, but see, like a person like myself, I have to know the reason why I shouldn't do something. Like, and I'm saying that because we all know what's good and bad, obviously. Like, we already know what's good and bad, right? But if you don't know how bad it is, you may not care about it. You may not really be like, oh, I'm not going to do it. So you just have to know that there is a consequence, bro, to eating these foods. The consequence is diabetes, high blood pressure. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're overweight, and especially if you're an African American, because we actually get it more, you have high blood pressure, bro, 100%. And high blood pressure can lead to things like kidney failure, kidney disease, getting put on dialysis, diabetes, all kinds of stuff, man. Like that leads to like having abdominal fat, bro. Like that's something that I had to look into, you know, because abdominal fat actually has its own set of hormones, bro. That's crazy. When I found that out, Listen, it made me want to work even harder at losing weight because you're literally becoming, and not no diss to women, but if you're a man and you have belly fat, you're literally becoming a woman, bro. This is scientifically proven that your body is giving off, or that the fat in your body is acting like an additional organ, giving off or is giving off inflammatory responses, and you know that's gonna cause a lot of inflammation, and it's not gonna be good, and it's gonna lead to all kind of autoimmune conditions, skin conditions, mental brain fog. All that kind of stuff is coming from the belly fat. And I'm not a doctor, so I just want to say that disclosure. This is only for educational purposes, right? Or entertainment purposes only, right? And so, yeah, man, that's why people don't lose weight. They don't know how to delay gratification. You don't know how to count your calories and understand that certain items you got to stay away from for a minute, like candy bars, even granola bars, carbohydrates that are like not necessarily. It's just hard to it's kind of hard to explain a little bit, because when you eat something like that, you can eat it, but you just have to recognize that even if you're hungry, you may have already went over your calories for the day, and so the feeling of hunger may come based off of, once again, it's an inflammatory response in some cases. That's my theory, at least. That may not necessarily be scientifically proven, right? But what I begin to realize when I begin to lose the weight, I begin to realize that, you know, being hungry and actually needing food is two different things. That's just my opinion. That's how I felt, right? Because when I begin to really lose the weight, the hunger pains actually decrease, you know, but then for a time they'll increase. It's all kind of complex. I'm not gonna lie, it can get complex, man, because it's gonna be based off of your own body type too. So for me, you know, like I always say in my other video or my other videos, you know, I'm somebody that was pre-diabetic. I was morbidly obese. I was 265, 260, around that area, and now I'm down to 195. So I begin to get used to being hungry. So, like I said, man, being hungry and needing food is two different things. You know, obviously don't starve yourself. Make sure you're eating your food, and you're really getting your electrolytes, and you're getting your food in. Don't starve, especially when you first start out. When you first start out, your body is not, insulin sensitive. You don't want to starve yourself in this situation, in my opinion, right? You don't want to do that. You want to eat your food. You want to take it as slow as you can take it. Don't try to do some crazy diet scheme, and no, because this channel is dedicated to talking about, weight loss and nutrition and wellness in a natural way. We're trying to do it naturally over here. So if you're here, you're looking to do it natural. You're looking to eat whole foods, include a lot of fiber, right? And you're looking to really lock in that way. And, that's what you're trying to do. So let's just kind of go through the things again, man. Like, a lot of people are not counting their calories correctly, because a lot of people are eating fatty meats. I always say that. That's something that you got to look into. The fatty meats, you got to cut the fatty meats down a little bit. Eat more lean meats. That's what people don't tell you when they're talking about diet and weight loss on the internet. They never tell you to eat lean meats. If you eat meat and just in rice, first of all, you got to portion the rice, bro, to at least like a half a cup. Uncooked, you got to just do a half a cup. Cooked, you could do a cup. I did a half a cup per meal for a time. I'm up to about a cup now because I can eat a little bit more, but I'm only doing a cup of rice or less per meal, and then I'll do lean meats, about 100 or about 230 to 300 calories of lean meats per meal. That's what I'm doing, right? So I'm not doing a lot, bro. I'm not doing a lot of food, but it's still enough to keep me feeling full for a longer time because I'm adding in my calorie or I'm adding in my fiber, like my greens, and I'm not counting that. That's not being counted, but I'm still losing weight, right? So you can eat more fiber, more vegetables, a lot more of that, and you don't have to count it. For me, I don't count it. You can count if you want to listen. If you want to be a bodybuilder, go ahead and do that extra stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my stuff on a damn weigh. I'm not weighing it like that, man. I'm not doing that. I'll count it. I'll measure it out, and that's what I do. And that's what I've done, and I've lost 65 plus pounds, bro. You feel me? So you don't have to complicate it. You don't have to complicate it. It doesn't have to be something that you think about all day, every day. You don't have to do that. You make your meal plan. You don't even have to meal prep if you have it to where you can cook your meals. If you're in proximity, like if you work from home, or if you're home for lunch, or if you eat dinner, or if you don't eat during work, whatever you do. Because some people I know, they would fast during work, and if you can do that, that's up to you. I'm somebody that I had to bring my food to work. That's how I had to do it. Simple. You go to break, you eat your food. But thinking about that time, that was during the time where, yeah, I had to look, like really cut back on the fatty meats too, because I can remember the days eating at work, and 6 months had went by, I wasn't even losing weight because I was eating the fatty meats. So if you getting the ground beef, get the leanest version of the ground beef. Don't try to do the ketogenic diet, bro, while you're eating carbohydrates and mixing it all together and confusing yourself. No. Get your lean meats, get your carbohydrates, okay? Get your fiber, get your water, and you're good to go. And spam that shit every day. Spam that shit, bro. Get you some hot sauce and some seasonings, because it's not going to taste good. If you don't have any of that, it's going to taste nasty. I'm going to be honest with you. Get you some hot sauce. Get you some garlic and onion. Get you some pepper and salt. Get you some cayenne pepper. Get you some lemon pepper. Whatever you need to do that you like. Get you some shit that you like. Get you some. Get you some seasoned salt. Something, bro. And add that shit to your food, and you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. You're gonna be making gourmet meals, bro. Gourmet meals. You feel me? So that's what I'll say, man. Just lock in on that. Understand that you're gonna have to delay gratification. You may not even be able to hang out with your friends for a while, because I'm telling you right now, if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to hang out with other people, it's not going to be good, because they're going to distract you. They're going to talk shit about it. I'm telling you right now, for some reason, when you're trying to better yourself, it's just something about it. You just have to isolate. You have to isolate for a time, bro. You just have to do it. Or if you're going to do it, don't talk about it to people, man. Don't bring it up to nobody, because they're going to give you the negative energy, the evil eye, and all that shit will affect your progress. I'm telling you right now. So if you do all of these things, if you focus in on, counting calories, but you can do it in a passive way, man, in my opinion. Some people will tell you you can't, but in my opinion, you can. Just make sure you're eating the right food groups, right? And you can measure your rice here and there, and you're good to go. Or you measure your noodles, whatever kind of carb you're eating, you measure it out to where you're not eating over a certain amount, preferably not over 300 or 400 to 500 calories per carbohydrate, right? Or you can go by the grams. I go by the calories, whatever you want to do, right? And so as long as you know your body and you know that you're going to be in a deficit, it's not that hard, bro. So, all of that, that's pretty much it. Just make sure you lock in and you focus hard. And yeah, man, I thank you for watching my video. If you got any questions, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Peace.